Alright, good morning everybody. It's your boy Akeem. Welcome to today's second blog. Here to give you my top 15 wide receiver projections for the 2015 fantasy football season. Starting things at number 15, I'm going to have to go with a player who should be able to be a good target for Drew Brees this year. That is Brandin Cooks for the Saints. Now last year he just had 550 yards receiving. But with Jimmy Graham and Kenny Stills no longer with the team, Drew Brees is going to have to throw it to somebody, especially at the slot. I'm going to have to go with Cooks in this one. That's why I had to jump him at number 15. At number 14, I'm going to go with Golden Tate from the Detroit Lions. Now last season he finished 13th overall, which was not bad. He had a pretty good year, and I do understand that he definitely took away some plays, some targets away from Calvin Johnson. So in Calvin Johnson's targets should be up more this year, but only Golden Tate only had 4 touchdown receptions last season, so I do believe the yardage will go down just a little bit, but I do see him having over 1,000 yards and more touchdowns, and with those touchdown points, it would definitely cover up the point spread that he will lose in the yardage. At number 13, I'm going to have to go with DeAndre Hopkins from the Houston Texans. Now, he is showing that he will be the number 1 target this year, but he's actually in a tough situation because of the QB issue that they're having at Houston. Now, Brian Hoyer should start at the helm at quarterback in the opening season with Ryan Mallett as his backup, and he needs to throw the football a lot to the DeAndre Hopkins. He is showing that he is a great skilled receiver who could definitely spread the ball out as far as the field wise and even separate himself against defenders to get open. That is great things about DeAndre Hopkins. At number 12, I'm going to have to go with Emmanuel Sanders of the Denver Broncos. Now, I know he finished 6th overall last season, and he was 4th in the league with 101 receptions and had 1,404 yards receiving and 9 scores. But I'm a little bit concerned He did have a breakout season last season. I'm going to have to see this happen again in order for him to be cracking in the top 10 for next year. At number 11, I'm going to have to go with Alshon Jeffrey from the Chicago Bears. Now, Brandon Marshall's now a New York Jet, and Kevin White is dealing with injury right now, so Alshon Jeffrey will be that guy, and he definitely is going to be the guy to go to for quarterback Jay Cutler. At number 10, starting off with the cracking the top 10, I'm going to have to go with Mike Evans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, he finished 11th last season, and they have a new quarterback in Jameis Winston who should start in the beginning of the season, and I do believe that Mike Evans' numbers will definitely go up this year. Last season he had 68 receptions, 1,051 yards, and 12 touchdown receptions. He is a great red zone threat. At number 9 from the Indianapolis Colts, I'm going to have to go with my man T.Y. Hilton. He had 82 receptions, 1,345 yards last season with 7 scores, and he is that number 1 target for Andrew Luck. At number 8, I'm going to have to go with Randall Cobb from the Green Bay Packers. He had a good year last season with 1,287 yards receiving and 12 touchdown receptions. Now, with Jordy Nelson going to be out for pretty much the entire season with a knee injury, Randall Cobb is going to get a lot more looks from Aaron Rodgers, but Rodgers will definitely look in other directions, but Cobb should be that number 1 target for the Packers receiving core. At number 7, a player who had a down year last season due to injuries, A.J. Green from the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the one issue that I'm really concerned is the play at quarterback with Andy Dalton. He had a terrible season last year, and he's actually struggling during this preseason. I'm very concerned to see how things turn out for A.J. Green this season because of quarterback Andy Dalton. But last year he still had over 1,000 yards receiving and 6 scores. I think that Andy Dalton will definitely try to turn things around this season. At number 6, from Detroit, the teammate of Golden Tate, I will go with Calvin Johnson, Megatron. Now, he has been my number 1 receiver in the past couple of seasons in fantasy play, but his numbers did go down a little bit. He's getting a little bit banged up, but he still had over 1,000 yards last season and 8 touchdown receptions. I think he would definitely crack the top 10 this season. He finished off, I believe, 14th overall last year. At number 5, I'm from Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to have to go with Julio Jones. Now, he actually had a great year as far as his receptions and yardage. He had 1,593 yards receiving and on 104 receptions, which was third in the league. But he only had 6 touchdown receptions, and I think that definitely Matt Ryan will get over 30 touchdown passes this year, passing the football a lot more, especially in the red zone situations, to Julio Jones. At number 4, I'm gonna have to go with sophomore sensation Odell Beckham. He had a phenomenal rookie year with 91 receptions, 1,320 yards receiving, and 12 scores, honoring a rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year honors last season. At number 3 from the Dallas Cowboys, Dez Bryant. Now I think this year he will crack 1,600 yards receiving this season. Now he had 16 touchdown receptions last season. He's definitely going to get double-digit touchdown receptions, but I definitely believe that the yardage will go up. Tony Romo did have passed for just over 3,700 yards last season. I do see Romo passing for at least 4,000 yards this year with Odell Beckham with Dez Bryant as his leading target. At number 2, I'm going to have to go with Demaryius Thomas from the Denver Broncos. Now he's actually second overall in receptions and yardage last season with 111 receptions and 1,619 yards receiving and 11 scores. He is Peyton Manning's leading target, and he is becoming a great player in the National Football League. Last, and certainly my number 1 wide receiver, Antonio Brown from the Pittsburgh Steelers, led the league in targets, receptions, and yardage. Just 2 yards under 1,700 yards, 13 touchdown receptions on 129 receptions on 182 targets. He had a great year. He's actually showing he's the top target, the top wide receiver in the National Football League. A lot of people have been debating between Dez Bryant and Calvin Johnson from the Detroit Lions, but Antonio Brown has made an excellent case, especially with Ben Roethlisberger throwing in his direction. They understand for Pittsburgh's offense, in order for them to succeed, they're going to have to give the ball in their playmakers' hands, and Le'Veon Bell is a great running back, but they have to put the ball in the hands of Antonio Brown so he can give you some good yardage after the catch, and that's why he's my number 1 wide receiver. Now the next time I'm going to catch you guys will be in a couple of minutes. I'm going to start off with my top 20 wide receivers, numbers 20 through 11. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Keenan McCall. Be easy.